Welcome to the Crossroads, where we honor the duality of life, embracing the darkness and loving the light. Together we'll explore spiritual philosophy, mythology, shamanic practices, witchcraft, and more. Join me as we journey through the mysteries of life, death, and everything in between. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and not professional advice. Please use your own discretion and enjoy the show. Hi, welcome to The Crossroads. My name is Angela Rajniganda. In today's episode, we're going to talk about embracing our darkness. In the last episode, we talked a bit about living in all love and light, this whole love and light philosophy and some of the issues with that. So today we're going to talk about how we can embrace our darkness. This balance of light and darkness within a person is a spiritual concept that reflects the duality of our human nature. It acknowledges that both our light and darker aspects exist within us and that true power comes from embracing both. Many people mistake light as good and dark as bad or evil, but this is far from true. Light aspects represent our spiritual awareness, our intuition, our expansion, our wisdom, our higher consciousness, our connection to source, while our darker aspects represent our depth, our introspection, our primal instincts, emotions, more of that raw, earthy, kind of animal side of us. And neither is inherently better than the other. They must work together for balance. Ignoring our darker aspects leads to suppression. If you deny or repress your darkness, your anger, grief, trauma, primal instincts, it doesn't just disappear. It instead just festers within you. And often manifests in very unhealthy and destructive ways, like explosive anger, violence, self-sabotage, projection onto others, or even illness, physical and mental illness. But you also can't live in only your darkness. If you lean too far into your darker aspects without that self-awareness, it can manifest as nihilism, narcissism, selfishness, and very negatively destructive behavior. This darkness without light can really consume a person, bring them into a very, very dark place. True power comes from integration. When you accept both aspects, you gain strength, wisdom, authenticity. You can stand in your truth without fear, embracing both compassion and boundaries. You can use your full range of power. When you walk the middle path, balanced in your dark and your light, you don't just exist here, you become this divine creator of your own destiny. Mastering both your light and your dark is mastering yourself. And acting from your darker aspects doesn't mean being evil or harmful. It means channeling your darker traits like your anger and your primal energy in ways that are empowering rather than harmful. Some healthy ways to express your darker traits might be standing your ground without guilt, cutting off toxic people, enforcing strong boundaries instead of people-pleasing. Anger can fuel action and change. If you're angry about injustice, you use that fire to speak up, use it to fight, use it to demand change. Expressing your sexuality without shame, embracing your primal instincts in that way. And destruction, healthy destruction, tearing down outdated beliefs, quitting soul-draining jobs, cutting off toxic ties, and even physically destroying things in a very safe way can be a very healthy form of destruction. Embracing destruction in ritual is something I absolutely love. This can be smashing or breaking something as a symbol of release, burning things written on paper as a symbolic way of letting go can be very, very powerful. And you can also express your darkness in creative ways as well. Channeling that into writing or painting or performances can be a great way to embrace and express those aspects of yourself. And one of my favorites is what I call channeling your villain energy. And this doesn't mean harming people. It means prioritizing yourself first, walking with confidence, refusing to shrink yourself to make others feel more comfortable. It means maybe dressing in a way that makes you feel powerful and strong. Claiming your space in this world, in your home, in your work, wherever it may be, claiming your space, claiming your time to spend as you please. Darkness isn't something to be feared, it's something to master. When you use it in healthy ways, it doesn't hurt anyone. It's your power. And suppressing your darker aspects will often eventually lead to manifesting in very unhealthy ways. This could be unhealthy destruction. Suppressing anger, sadness, or resentment doesn't make those feelings go away. They just either build up until you explode in uncontrollable ways. This could be outbursts, it could be violence even, or turning inward into kind of a self-loathing depression or anxiety. It often leads to spiritual bypassing when you cling to only positive emotions, avoiding all the real work of healing, using your good vibes only excuse to ignore your pain, ignore your trauma, and ignoring the necessary shadow work that needs to be done. People pleasing and weak boundaries, when you're too focused on being loving and kind and nice, you might struggle to set boundaries. You let people walk all over you because you don't want to seem negative or mean. Masking, forcing yourself to be positive all the time is very exhausting. It creates a false persona that eventually becomes unsustainable and leads to burnout or a complete breakdown. Lack of creativity. Darkness fuels passion. It fuels art and depth and creativity. When you suppress your shadow, you might feel very uninspired, very stuck in life, very disconnected from the world. And it also makes you very vulnerable. Predators and manipulators love people who suppress their dark side because they won't fight back. If you refuse to acknowledge your ability to be fierce and assertive and protective, you become easy to take advantage of. So here are some examples of characters or beings that I feel like embody a very healthy integration of their dark side. So first we have Lilith, the first wife of Adam. I absolutely love working with Lilith. She defied control. She refused to submit to Adam. She owned her sexuality and her independence, and she embraced sovereignty even when she was demonized for it. Another one is Kali, the Hindu goddess, the destroyer of illusion, a defender of women. She kills rapists and wears their severed heads around her neck. The Morrigan, the Celtic goddess, she is the goddess of war, fate, and transformation. She uses her power to destroy what no longer serves us, and she guides warriors through battle. Hecate, I love working with Hecate. She's a Greek goddess, the goddess of witchcraft and the underworld. And the Crossroads, she moves between the realms of dark and light and masters both. And Maleficent, so here we're getting a little silly, but Maleficent, so in her stories she was so harshly betrayed, but she didn't let it break her. Instead, she used that pain to become strong and powerful. And I couldn't make this list without talking about the Adams, and I love the Adams. So Morticia Addams, she shows you how you don't have to be chaotic to be powerful. She has a very calm, elegant, and seductive quality to her. And she's completely at peace with who she is. Wednesday Addams, she's brutally honest, fiercely independent, and refuses to conform. She embraces her authenticity even when it makes other people uncomfortable. And Gomez Addams, who I love. He's so passionate and lustful and fiercely protective. He shows how power and devotion can exist without cruelty. And Lucifer, I know it's kind of a controversial one, but I'm not talking about the Christian devil. I'm talking about Lucifer, the light bringer. He represents rebellion against tyranny, the pursuit of knowledge, embracing one's own power without the fear of judgment. Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Hades is a fair and just ruler of the dead. He's not cruel or needlessly vengeful, but commands immense respect. And these characters, and there's so many others, but these characters teach us that our darkness isn't something to be feared, it's something to master, something to own. And when you balance your light and your dark, you step into your full power and become unstoppable. So I'll leave you with that. Own your darkness, stay fierce, stay powerful, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me at The Crossroads, which is brought to you by Arcana Apothecary. Visit me at arcanaapothecary.com and connect on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue this journey together. Remember, there's a time for love and light, and there's a time for raising hell. Until next time, I'll meet you at The Crossroads.